Hi, I'm Peter Haddock, and I have my Wizard wand. It's an upgraded Wizard wand here at the Leica Geosystems stand at Geobusiness. It's called the AP20 AutoPole, and it's not really a Wizard wand. I like to call it that, but fantastic. I've got the Wizard himself with me today. It's Mark Francis. Mark, you are the expert here in surveying, and what's really exciting about the equipment we've got here is it's a real first here in the UK at Geobusiness, and I can tilt and record as I'm going on. What's it all about? What is this thing actually, and what's the prism for, and everything like that?
Thank you, Peter. It's good to see you once again. So yes, you've hit the nail on the head really. So anybody that's familiar with turtle stations has always realised that when they hold a pole, then they have a liquid bubble, a spirit bubble, where they need to level the bubble.
Right.
So they place the tip of the pole on the point of interest, and then they level the bubble, and then they press measure to store and map this point.
That's quite hard work, isn't it?
It is. Put yourself into an environment that's on a construction site, and you're looking around for safety applications and the weather. There might be a windy day, you might be unstable, but it takes time, and how accurate is that bubble is one very good question.
Yeah.
So everybody can experience that and relate to that. What we've done with the AP20 AutoPole is added tilt compensation technology into the AP20 to allow the user to forget the bubble.
Right.
So 5 years ago we introduced a similar technology for our GNSS rovers.
Right.
This is now in the turtle station side of the sensors. So
right.
There are many applications as to where you would use this.
We can move this up and down, but
yes.
I don't quite understand exactly why would we want that.
So this is an add-on to the pole, either at the bottom of the pole or the top of the pole, depends on where you're mounting it. Yep. And the main reason for this is that you don't sink into soft ground. So if we had the pointy end in sand or mud or soft ground, then we would sink in when we measure the ground level.
Yep.
By having the flat base, we're measuring the correct ground level on that soft ground. So this is where this comes into play. So we can have the pole any which way, which upside down, at an angle, inclined, and the AP20 is allowing us to measure that conveniently and safely and fastly.
But the one thing that's important is this improves accuracy and safety at the same time, making sure that surveyor doesn't go into that boggy area so that they can just press it like that. And also, it does make the surveyor look a bit cooler on site, I think, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They can get the job done quicker and safer, as you say. But that's not the finished article, so there's more to it than that.
Okay.
So anybody that's also used one of these will appreciate that the pole has a height, a graduation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So normally, if you're measuring away and you're at a low pole height, and then you walk behind an obstacle, maybe it's a vehicle or a hedge or something that blocks the line of sight to the turtle station. That means that you then need to extend your pole from the height. Here I'm on 1.75. If I put my pole up to, say, 2.15, I read it, and then I type that into the software. I need to remember to do that and read it correctly and type it in correctly, because if I misread it or forget to type in, then all of my measurements will be wrong. So there's a human error that we're taking out. So the analog human error component of the traditional method is out of the window, and the AutoPole automatically reads the height of the pole and applies that to the data. So all of our levels will be correct.
So you mentioned that height change there, and when we've got an audible beep, let's just hear that beep again if we can. When we do it, there we go, the beep's gone. What are the other benefits surrounding that then? Because that really does give you a good thing to go on with, doesn't it?
Yeah, so anybody that has, and everybody that's used this, has fallen foul of making that mistake, where they've extended the pole, forgot to update it in the software. If that error carries through into the data, then that could be costly. The consequences of wrong foundations or concrete slab levels are not cheap to rectify. So I know far too many stories of professional indemnity insurance claims where people have had to actually go in and rectify mistakes that have been made by the simple nature of not typing in the correct height.
Wow.
So the simple nature of automatically, digitally updating this value now in the software means that we have happier users, jobs get finished quicker with less claims on any mistakes that might be a consequence of the data having errors in it. And that's taking out the human error. So we've looked at taking the human error out of not leveling the bubble,
Yep.
and then also getting the correct height value as well. But that's not the last of it.
Oh my goodness, this is all in one device. Come on, there's a lot getting into this.
There's
device.
more to this.
Come on, give me some more
So
then.
take the scenario where you and I are working on the same site,
Yep.
and our total station, we wanted to search and find my pole and not your pole.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So
yep.
conventionally, we had the frustration where the total station would have locked on and found the first target that it came across.
Okay.
What we can do now is differentiate between up to 16 unique identifications of 16 users on the same site. That means that when I press search, it'll ignore you and come and lock onto me. That means I'm not spending extra time, frustratingly, getting it to measure it onto me, and I'm working more quickly and efficiently. And a happier user means the job gets done quicker and safer.
And of course, if I forget to go and push the button on my pole when I'm doing all my work, then basically we have a whole big problem there, because I've walked around all day doing my job when actually you've
Quite
been sat
possible.
around doing nothing and all of the data has just been fed from you. Because folks, what we need to do is be a bit more intelligent in construction. This allows us to do that, doesn't it? Allows
Yes.
us to one-touch setup, take that pain away so that we can do the job properly. And well, when you think about putting another metre of concrete into a slab and then having to take that out again because there's been an absolute cock up on the levels, that really is a big, big problem.
Yep.
So it's great to see AP20 AutoPole in full action. And forget it, folks, it's not a wizard wand, it's a very, very, very clever piece of technology that has been thought through, and the advances in this really are going to make a difference, aren't they?
Absolutely. We're moving from analog methods of manual human error to digital methods, with the theme of digital construction now applied to the pole and the sensor side as well.
So we've gone from an annual wizard that is marked to the digital wizard that is marked. Great to see you again. Cheers.
Thank you, Peter. Good to see you too.